About 320 there. Majidi is best 1 hour 40 minutes. And Ivan and so.
Oh, you better bet me. That would is 7 dollars. And yes, she answered there.
Oh, a country called Ghana.
Oh, mine and say, I bedrew a point. I said, what team crowd who left from my right. And Captain, the other side, the number of Ghanaian youth exited the shores of Ghana. No, me catch us. I will say, yeah, I'm crying. Not to be quite brutal when you're German. Hey, a brutal near Boga or Bapo. Ya Jenny said, dear Nigiane, where I hope prepare a court a brutal. Masana, I am Sempi, and a Pama Mamfo, Flumokrum. Ninjina has to do with bread and butter issues. Oh. Ninjina has to do with hope for the future. A man for a secure not only for themselves but for their kids. Then as a for them, I've spoken to a lot of Ghanaians, retirees living in the US, UK. Mraso. So where they are supposed to come home. But question now will be so more has to do with issues of healthcare. Or na sitting them send the BCI because conditions now are minumuno. And ya dear condition. I bet you one brabo way. So what is our man for a casa and ya casa no be pet? Namum, we are all hoping, say, you bet me build the very foundations of this country. Said and chroma SCM vision, you know. Now you bet me nyada Ghana. Now see nyada Ghana na. I'm very sure, say, yenina yemre. Because I will go back to 1957, Abra Ghana nya independence. Now hear the hope and they will chroma say and chroma take off. The kind of industrialization drive our chassis foundations are not only at the time na ye say a bajimu mere. Yes, in Yansa knew us no, but then Chroma saw the wisdom say, me kwaji asase funtam akusi the whole industrial city like Tema. Or ye motorway the can. I'm told that by the time I Ghana ye motorway, no, not even London in the motorway. So you can imagine the idea. And the oyen in such a way say, Usiswa, wunjina baby until you arrive at the industrial city Tema. You drive back home. That was the idea. Emma companies in as for the companies are kesiye. Emma na buy. But Captain, go back to Tema today. What is supposed to be an industrial city is today a residential area. Our politicians are killing one another for a plot of land. Some will be saying so. So the vision we are trashing. Then you come to major companies and we are Osha say Okroma. Now no me video be on YouTube. Now I me say 1960 na Ghana she car e Okroma say. 1960 near share cars buses akese e wo kroma say so 60-70 years after now just say yakwa China and yakwa krasa anema we don't have those things. Now you should know that we have failed. Last time now we talk about tie factory and kroma sati shoe factory, sugar factory nena say for you see say economy bia be gina the nice one has to do with the basic things like this import so wutimi e produce neema ubehia so that won fa wosika nkwa abonten and then the more mine no a change with destiny. And the yen nyansa cry yet ha yempese yebaya dibiano to ani na fa ko China. Na China one of the richest country and sana Simon Kusnet order ni GDP as a metric they measure economy abano. Now he says later now apply no. Who say na China one of the richest countries in the world. But 50 years after China degenerated one of the poorest country and compared to your friends Sub-Saharan African countries. Then the whole thing changed because China realizes say I have the numbers more than US, more than UK. So why can't I leverage my numbers for economic takeoff? Then they decided to do industrialization way. And China shall see produce near bia and crop here because your phone na America for your phone na obia chrome ni tobacco. China for being in do to America because they are over 1.3 billion and over. Right. America are around 300 something million. So why na benya? That is a strategy. And the idea be able who say ya no America say be ne boy ya den kura na China ye an inferior one. No they aba na waton wa ye ne sika sa akọ nanim ama ene. They've been able to leverage their number and the China industrial hub. Many of the near my used to high when it comes to electronic gadgets and as what no growing up no most of them every Japan never by China taking the market and even phone crano why won't be into iPhone who are way ni Oppo no wine I take the center stage I ne what me turning the country around and as of Maya fortunately for us Captain over near my year win na me say China ni half when it comes to natural resources, human resources. They don't even have it.
They don't.
But how are they able to position themselves to na yen to me yenya na yafra brofo kwa kumumra yenya gold o mo mefa nko mutu amoma yembi yenya oil mo mefa nko mutu amoma yembi I say yenim nyansa na yete ha but da bia yete radio so na ye politics and consistently no or minor sink it to a point da bia me can say we another country like China. You see a city at the value na yesu, you see the at the value na yesu. Or mona transia will say, okay, dollar need a stable currency. There is no way you can compete against the dollar. So your strategy is say, yam produce ye nema, so that we don't need dollar to go and import. Even ya crown, yam cost na yen devalue yesikano. Sebe ya foreign goods, abaya disincentive for average Chinese person to go and buy foreign goods. Because what in China, you can't buy iPhone unless you're super rich. So that money you need a phone. So you buy from Huawei. It's a strategy, and then China is the second most, your friend is saying, biggest economy in the world. I now we rub shoulder with the US. You buy a chrome here. The promises and the many things may take you back to 2016. Abana John Mahama, your president, now in Samana, President Akuffo Addo, and non-political fringes. Major one has to do with Bosnia, your boy. John Mahama was borrowing recklessly or bound for Indians, but na Ghana ni say John Mahama Bosnia no boy no ubehu Legon hospital wasibi interchange ya na wa say hospitals akese rich hospital na yem patadan wa ko be because me Legon na me ko hokwa ye fe dey say clinicals na yem patadan na nesi wo. If you go to read today you see say one of the modern facilities are state of the art. Uko Kumasi a ukoye documentary about the medical village yesiesi Kumasi.
That's right.
Afari. Yet a program saying a deputy minister Fred Oma assurance say, oh, in the next 3 months, no Afari baya juma till date Afari enya juma. Enti busiana ye board that time no at least obetimi abobo 1 2 3 or the the next captain. Ya bobo sinya ba my mine niema twa ye ho hia say there is nothing a obetimi ato wani dia hwe enra na me ka kire obi say ade be mpa na ya wo kroma say Ghana be kwa kobon kwase abosia na ka me ne yen na be kwa kogina China ni anim apa ne chew so wo he China ni na he be na ni tuatua na be na ni wo na Ghana ni egina China ni anim pa ne chew so omfa ne kanche na hwe awere ho a eye. Then other institutions in Nasefon, Yaguya Nimasia Chiriasi, Bia Sasabi, when it comes to Abrabonia Yana Yabo, and Tibusia Yabona Bontia, Nayaka, and Manakosuri, we are Ghana, you know, to a new chroma. You will expect a Wahunia Marcus here, a brand Babunu at school near Jumaya, Numa or economy new Quay, Sikana Yakoba Busiana Diaba, but Utu and new chroma. There is no trace, Albert me who say, Sasikana, dear way, at the air. And the last time I make Opa yanko fa keno forata mejina ha na yamfa ba ni nachi na yamisa na say kwaku wabobosia euro bond nkwa o raise over 13 billion debt ni na sefo na wo de buy so to a point ene ye kakra yentimi ntua unti wo de ye serewo bosia na wo je ye ade a wo de ye kire na Ghana fo akoma ntom yem captain one hwe ya wo de ahomte ba bunaku no because onyanyan sade bia nka nkirewo bosia na mo boy na ya sika na gu enti in some way na amanfo sorry radio so na omo ka amanfo free say oh boys aba no ye den mrantia no ye di media for no the reality is a first no and na we to control the traditional media not anymore. Politics has always been the politics of narrative for Akuffo Addo people we say Ghana for enim nyansa enti no ye benya few guys in fancy suit our more traditional media na ya spill garbage to people convincing people say oh yeah bibi but the fact check and the realities now there. Captain Smart wait must say we feed the akoba bia see here adwuma akwa as to whether it is true or not. Eba you come and report. And then those armchair journalism where old people sit in a chair and I may hear adwuma 20 years in here and then impact ben what make our society. And kaite kroma ya beda sorry na nka yanya cater pot to be a signboard. You will see you and account for over 3-4 years in here. There is absolutely nothing there. Nasa amount for a can't same way no bit in general. Akuffo Addo to a president, the Ebian Koyame Papa and Kamanibaje, but 100% of Papa president. But it's not about being president. It is not about say when you it is about say 2 million at the mount, no papa. Nyansa dear Ben, I would dear ye. Why leave legacy? Beja amount for because you see, so we are watching say Sika, the beer we are say, I wouldn't nyansa. Because from my background, so what you say Sika is everything in life. I wouldn't nyansa. Because from the background where I'm coming from, I've been at the hospital. I've been with people and people who at the point of their death, they had everything in life. Senke Sika nkwa ye de ji omo nkwa captain. They could have doubled the pay and come back to life. But at that point, you know, Unu obinum kasa no tie nsem omo ka kire and if they had opportunity to come back masa ebi akura ba bi sika obi akwan come for her ka they could have perceived a different life altogether. So you must be a fool to sit somewhere and say media me ba aban me manya me ho awie. You are a fool because life isn't about money. Captain Tie abra ye first Kwame Nkrumah ofra brochira oba no or the portmanteau ne buy you. Because the guy came frustrated because I'm told he wrote his law exams in the UK. He couldn't pass 1, couldn't pass 2, and out of frustration, he was shipped in. He came, fully decided to work. He did not pursue well though. And Nkrumah and say a president Bakwa obedi Ghana Kunya na ahiana. Now he's one of them. Only estate, only a dime or East Legon, only a dime or he fine estate, but a ne. The legacy of Kwame Nkrumah has transcended beyond generation and never do call Addis Ababa ne. Kwame Nkrumah state you esi ho. Adentina ya maka say Africa had Dangote no sikanti enkwesi ni state you infancy Addis Ababa. Political textbook be Africa be anu be ma. Kwame Nkrumah din wo. Every single thing about politics, leadership, governance, Kwame Nkrumah is there. But any real estate and how much dollars he had in his account. It is not how much way, it is the impact and the legacy that he left in his wake. I'm told it's a one African country, or more currency, or more Kwame Nkrumah Tina
Guinea.
Yeah, but the same, Guinea. So Kwame Nkrumah in Guinea. So a Chesa Brabon Winyana Bonia, people remember you. So we do not need President Akuffo Addo. Emmanuel Kwesi statue, Kwesi baby, Onua Kopaho. We don't need to do that. Oba bra papa ha. Among for best statue amount, even a bra wu. Na among for akayo. Cause yatiha, and I see a the African Millennium Man, Kwame Nkrumah wu over years ago. But he won. Yabisa Mandela, the new journalist no more about match about Kwame Nkrumah went to Madiba the Kobe and said, now what's the other Kwame Nkrumah be a woo that so I went a way. Now so we nipa meto abanoma. Because Onua Nkasakra enim. Say Otoma Kwame Nkrumah because of the impact and the legacy that he left. So we will be away and na say we are conversant with some of these issues your more leadership position, but it is about the impact you make. Radio we are to see it's not about scanning as a forecast and as a driver, but it's about the impact you are making on people, the number of people who have their troubles and they can look up to you because you are a revolving point. That is all that leadership is about. By Hano, it is about pursuing certain narrow agenda priorities in the forum. So we don't even care when I hear the number because me kai pass Abra Obama by American president. Or they couldn't we now the economy was a bit tumbling. Near man said Joe Biden has always been an ideal president in the shadow. At the time Joe Biden Obama the possible candidate to replace him Joe Biden. But you know what they did? They look at the economy, the terrain. Waba umraso umafuna mamfo nema nkoye ntino just sit aside. Joe, don't come. Mama Hilary Emra sabe ya mamfo may attribute you to my failures. Enti mama no ba no it was a different ball game altogether because no their cause no in as much as oil Democrat ni no oni bibi exactly that is showing respect to for the people. But yeah high so Akuffo Addo presidency watching so in the last 8 years, Captain. Makacha said the whole presidency was premised on fraud. Oh yes, because Akuffo Addo himself is a fraud theory. Yes. He's a fraud theory. A concept you can study in the universities and then as a for. Akuffo Addo is a fraud theory.
Oh, how?
Captain, this is a man. What is it? What the one you chair? He's a fraud theory, Captain. What is Akuffo Addo president? How many years in here? Men I am woman. This is a guy who has been shouted in the your friend saying political fringes for many years. Say per president Eddie. Fortunately enough, the president amount said D. The maiden edition. Okoria speeches about 4 American president okay kabom no be gina ho. Kana all kind on kind nketenkete kura o. Ahoden ne kon hu ntini go and look at the video. Be citizen as for among 4 speech no kabom. So in the first place, President now Obama will made in addition. What's the problems, the challenges of the people? Ufru wakumum kasa chirobono. Onunya na kumum no free or a man for speech no we are no kabom because personally he didn't have any vision. That is the fraud beginning or the fraud theory. Come my culture say Sadia no ya fan who di no. Joe Biden, current president of America, or yebi, one fan who in 1988 when he launched his campaign. Joe Biden in 1998, he was too young. A man for say, he cannot be president. But they are saying that he's too old. This is what happened. All launching a campaign, okojina platforms, so na all kasa, and na okofa obiasama waka, one tribute to that person. Then they accused him of your friends said textual infidelity, plagiarism.
That's right.
For that matter, no, he had to resign from his entire presidential whatever. And the man, the caucus be replaced now only George Bush papa. A call contest at George Bush papa and the winning yeah. Emma Joe Biden caught in the political career crown almost away because a Obama and a Baba revival no. That is the crime. Akuffo Addo got away with on his maiden day. A broke real speech till date. Even the decency to apologize to Ghana and say, "Oh, I'm sorry because of the because and this affairs now Nkrofo no control media no." And now with the click of the button, you can just go to the internet, Google, and then all of a sudden the videos were all over. But Akuffo Addo to date couldn't apologize to Ghanaians. Then he promised Ghanaians another fraud theory. Meba, I will protect the public purse. Captain, the public purse no real. Public purse na yira. Yes, he's only protecting no ayira.
Purse na nkasa na
ayira. Because it has been chrono upon chrono upon chrono. Because you see, in modern governance, there is a reason why you don't family members. Because you see, as a president, you need to have a willpower. The willpower to crack on people ever go wrong. The very moment you ship in your family members into the fray, you lose one thing. That is the willpower to crack. Because your family member, when they mess up, you cannot do anything with them. That is the genesis of Ben Ali's. Your first and four, Tunisia. I give rise to this. Your friend is saying Arab Spring na course no because ne fie for ne yere nua ne yere wofase military generals no so mo de gum na ni ba omo ho so no na oman na atete apansam and the very moment abon kan for ata bam old baby mama ebam ne yere dada ebam ne nua ba nie no wofase nie no eno ebe choki aban to the stand say obi afri say o amamo na nya amamo biem ya ofa na bie akurase pharmacy bi na wasesa ya gum say sabi ya nton nema and Captain, just imagine offer be pharmacy shop or grass and not what them. At the end of your top and this kind of top out fan too. Because often to me your
oh yeah, open me a
because offer say bad idea, a busian for Babaka. That is exactly what is playing out. So may not hear you who's a governance in their person. To them, a village supermarket and offer being was so mogum no moton. They are sales boys.
Oh
yes, and no motondi. Nanya ton or motondi. Near money a ton di. So over take his stock say Sabi. Near man say ekoyi and say enkoye make profit and say you make profit no captain whatever house no na store na gu enti Ghana store no agu enu nti na ene e ka me ne yan to the stand say ye de China foka he ye bilateral creditors ye ntimi nti omoka wo because we have to beg China to forgive us. Paris Club your friend saying other international way I do omoka and the big one among them has to do with the commercial space Eurobond. Captain William said so why investment kakra you know very well say among all the investment portfolios the most secured stock your friend saying bond and your stock because stock no obetimi ada sorry adebeche na fluctuations na se for usika nyina won lose ebetimi aba ma na di ya ma but when it come to your friend saying bonds there secured coupon rate given to you maturation date only and I will try say esua okwakoju sika and for the first time in the history of this country captain Ghana for mudo musika koto bond and omusika kam
Debi me ka ho
exactly Michael Branson ka ho
see sika be the top bond ma me ba Akuffo me de 2J Akuffo ye tu ni din the adofo de ba ya me de koto bond ma JA Akuffo akola aketwa
yes
e was stand chart e ka ho
that so but that is supposed to be the most secured investment Albania and
abaya fa Akuffo akola
yes
sika
and then President Akuffo Addo be ka kire yen say President Akuffo Addo be ka kire say oh Ghana for munsi abotere yen nyina yen share the burden. What is our president cancer as a citizen you come down because minim so South Korea there was a time I buy no de car to a pointer na ontimi nya no ho hwe citizens ehun say I buy wadwen papa woni tim enye ne pe na oye na say be car ba enti ye ya nkasa ye be sunlight captain read about it so for sunlight your mo ankasa we no gold na akofa we wo diamond we osika e sunlight omo mo ring ye gold e de koma ban say on town no fa kotua ne ka and the chelsea abanya odwene nipa ho nipa so dwene ne ho that is what you do but this is a government that or catch us a title belt president no ni belt na wata no the belt no hosu kra o mobi na fuka tu no no didi me na pensioners are sabi omo time so say omo saka omo sika ene kroma sa what hospital abon so be 60 years 70 years 80 years a captain because of environment the conditions aye women know a medication upon a cocktail of medication also you can't exit who exit ya obewu enye anti-hypertensive na ye anti-diabetic enye diabetic several conditions because at that age you know what comes with it man for say investment in omodo musika captain the number of mpanimfo mo e wo kroma na no kama pharmaceutical papa no fiko for ria no say what in the audio no anche wawu okọ senchi beach resort kase na e wo ho na mahama ne amanfo kwotena kwaye we bi some time ago no papa no wawu all because of this same investment amanfo kwaye omo abinding in sato musika so enti citizens are being forced to sacrifice but the question is government are you ready so what to when you hear the other side state institutions are would mind sika di nkrasesem and at the end of the day no abina bunani agu so as if say hwe nkoso and there's over TV Bank of Ghana say launch new building. This is a banker or say papa kwasindium around the bank aboka we ato asian around the bank aboka enti yengu omo bank ema individuals o musical bank ni nyina yengu no captain Bank of Ghana aboka over 60 billion Ghana cedis unprecedented in the history of this country. Ene omusi building besin ne adesin to me the edge or to me explaining anything to anybody because at some point in time I buy no call at abonte so kobo say ya pam on say chale na mo free say ye nkrase for sika na mo je no book na makuki no we can't give you any money. They came back and fall on Bank of Ghana say printing sika na for my. So the guy turned Bank of Ghana into a printing press. That's already no pa. Yes, so mun kofi. Ya da ho na ya print cash good system num. Ya ni buy ho so no. Na inflation do 60% and over. Of mine no adidia pansam adibi enyeye because production e wo low, more currency floating in the system. And then na we dey economy na tetia pansam e na ye de te ho. So saa niema we nyina se cash for seat or the presidency. Common investigation into that particular matter till date we don't know because NDC came out with their report, MPP came out with their report. At the end of the day we couldn't even adopt any. So that particular investigation a waste. Now no yet tiana amanfo ko hu dollars upon dollars e wo sisile da pa dem. We listen to whole sort of foolish and nonsense your friend saying explanation as to why she had that particular money.
Oh yeah, somebody.
And somebody na make just confirm not chekura wu a inya sa somebody. Captain, enti sa niam ni nyina ba sen call so now you free said the state will commit state resources to investigate some of these things. But in the end what happened? The matter has been killed. Special prosecutor lamenti at some point you can't some share and say ona na kill matter no. He had to come. Say Tale, minyan kele matter bia. Many me drew a point that I felt some money laundering and a new room. Intimate my Yoko. Say Yoko investigate. Tiwaji case na no true letter come attorney general say, we na about minya then you also talking baby. And then the woman killed the matter. And Tiwa na yakwasi ni state yo. And yakwasi Yoko animu. Say on hey we are jokers. Now me say when government changes some of these sa niema we nyina even that very night they should petition the government to destroy all these things.
Yeah, the way
no
way you petition government. Oh, yeah, no answer call reverse now the pim. Some
baby, people understand what I'm saying.
Let me say we no answer to create a call reverse na ebu no. Oh, where
Alaska, hey, Captain, me say people will understand what I mean because some of this nonsense we cannot sit here and tolerate some of these things because at the time I Ghana for here near ma say be nipa abrabo asesa bread and butter issue yet kroma na yakofa amrante here NAFCO stop gap measure till date a voice in it here so you see say yetiana say kase ya chronic issues na obe kan mama fa conclude say aden papa na mom penasem why will anybody on his right senses say I hate my president? It's not possible. We don't do that politics. So we are not anti-government you say activists and whatever. We just want the right thing to be done because I just want Ghana to be a just society where say abrantia sorry or ni so kofa phone ko free bi ansa na wadidi Oba sorry, I just turn who cheap the man baby what did he?
Oh, and I
but the same cockrafo na who are supposed to lay proper foundation, Omoana, almost says but what this is the years and I see a man in ministerial position, or couple and I know Akuffo Addo 23 years or any PA.
Oh say.
Me say a cockrana had to lay proper foundation, Yaman the post or two Poland, I know I far buy you already 23 years or any PA. So you see, there is no motivation. Captain, there is no motivation. Say onye bibi to fix the problems. But economy biya bejina we are young people. Let them have access to capital. Because Captain, obi already 20 years, obi already 30 years. Onye sika, they risk, they invest. Obi already 60 years, 50 years. When they get the money, they wait for the returns to take care of their life because we're seeing war crimes. So it is that everywhere. It's the reason why America adopted a policy to get a lot of people in because they are aging. Because we are younger, who Falari are offer, who iPhone 6 are offer, who iPhone 16 are offer, who are offer. But we are already 16 years old, iPhone 15 years. What I say? So those people don't grow economy. But the young people who are supposed to transact, do things to get these things, buy mortgage, and Obi already 60 years on top mortgage. And the economy will still dip. So you need young people. Say you need capital. They say young people in some say because they are the very people who are ready to experiment. But these old people are the very people then they channel everything into real estate because that is the new deal. You the wash sika say because so we sika no the cotton bank if we sika no he na menya me the cotton chance the cotton cement edukosi dan cotton asase say emfa channel biam no say dan ni si ho then then I set bank account. Then when you buy the land, then the money comes. Then it means that a genuine money from the sales of that building. But when you got the money to build that, nobody ask. And they don't know to chrome her. If you were US crown, I'll make you transfer scanner because it's genuine because a real estate car. That is how people wash money. At the end of the day, money is supposed to go to young people to do business and as if that money is not there. And then back to the main Akuffo Addo story and then as a captain.
Fraud theory.
Akuffo Addo is a fraud. They were chamo, and I know I'm a catcher say all corner was sell mine a no, and I can find the Chinese version and all the neighbors on my metan your fans Ghana for so because you see there is nothing Akuffo Addo yet Baumia and your part because Baumia and Anna 2016 only did the lectures everything. Your friends say chastising, bastardizing, insulting, and a whole lot of stuff. Giving theories and as for say, oh, dollar rate, CD rate, ya borrow to do as for no Twitter, it is all over. Then he comes over. Then Ghana economy, I experienced shocks in the history of this country. A been see that. Because this is the first time. I come in a year to a point a Yakwa declares a challenge we can pay. This is the first time you default on your debt. This is the first time into me we have inflation numbers and as for to the extent that even nipa we Ghana for musika wa ban bosiano yentimi nti omoka. So this is the narrative. You don't hear Baumia anywhere talking about the economy. No say oh yeah IT your friend say specialist creating an impression say on the internet ba Ghana but who be say your friend is saying digital infrastructure ben wale okroma he will not be able to tell you anything because all the infrastructures were laid answer all but because Onua all proud in Hunintino, he's making look like, but the core responsibility is the economy. And the economy not to tear Pansama say all that they have to do is to go around the country and apologize to Ghanaians. That is all that Baumi and Akuffo Addo from one ahimfie to another, from one town hall to another, apologizing to Ghanaians for investing faith, trust and confidence in them. And the Omodemaya return, a broken heart, a distraction, the fact that the economy will take years to recover. This is the reality. So we need decency. Now we begin to have a catch Ghana for say, young to about when you know, say, Vice President now, you are not just a pushover, you are not a sissy, but rather, we are a partner to whatever that has happened. Now, so we say Ghana for about now the question is, based on what? And a Ghana for because you see, the whole essence of presidency, basic thing has to do with trust. Can I trust Captain Smart? Answer idea Juma we ebe ma and yes, Okasa and as any party. One thing, are you reliable? Can you do the job? Say you hear what beba or time, so beba. Because you can be the best, but every time near Casabraha 1 o'clock. Ubedra na about 3. What I say? So trust is key. So my question is, can Ghanaians trust Baumia when it comes to some of these things? Because the track record are there to tell you are part of this whole messy economy that we are in now. So Senka Ghana is a serious country, now is serious. Do you think Senka about we better the courage to come and say Yanto Abamana? Then Uncle Nipa Kain San Kan was Sanka Napo. Captain, Obada so Vice President in Napo. Or Casa boom boom boom. I say I'm crying in the Senate team. Yes. I don't win him no. Boom, 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 boom. I say, Sabi, yeah, the battery now good mu cut off. Cut off and boom, 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 sir. How many times I don't make it public utterances, sir? Yama bonti me pacha. How many times? Because as a leader, when you should be measured in your utterances and as a forum. The most important day in his life, the political career has to do with the unveiling as a vice president. That's the biggest political stage ever in his life. What did he do?
He messed up.
The guy used the day to create the biggest scandal in our political history by going off on Nkrumah. So I know the day, what he did, no, people didn't even talk about it, but they were talking about this. And it has been that upon that. Oh, no, education minister, okay, say, diploma teachers are born.
Training college.
Yes, and there are several instances. What done it? Watch it say when it comes to leadership, he's nowhere close. Because you see, you can have a bad president, but you can have a deputy president that will complement it for the shortfalls. Because the whole essence of vice president in Asifo is to get somebody to fill in your shortfalls for you, so that you complement and become a whole. Because in Nkrumah time now there was nothing like
the vice president.
Exactly.
So vice president
exactly. So or complement but captain, maybe more problems, economic problems. Ghana for trust me. Now me po be manaba patena me. Now Akuffo Addo say be under ne reputation as for share gatab now wouldn't ya. Then it means nipa na oba bedi oboso no, you have no respect for them. It's the reason why na no hininto no MPP ni MPP former general secretary catch us say Ghana for tenase santo abama Akuffo Addo be but then a chance they will never respect the people of this country because Jenia Ghana form in recent times baby I na nam na baby eba bedru enne na se ye koso to abama MPP aban bi ma a chance yankasa ye nim nyansa is the reason why I first time about radio so we catch us say wherever in the world who sustain bad governance nobody is a victim. Nobody is innocent. We are all sponsors and accomplices. Because you contribute to giving oxygen of publicity to what is happening. And we also have the same thing to stop this nonsense. Sometimes it's not about where you stand or where you belong to. US elections hereby I teach a man for a lot of lessons.
Oh yeah, sure.
Donald Trump no be dissociating from him.
Maybe the them supporting.
Yes, and as I know they were winning. And your friend is saying all the liberal media in the US now were bastardizing, insulting, and so forth. But when it comes to the core issues, the issue is that America cannot afford to have a weak president. Because you are the leader of the free world. You can't have a weak president leading America. Umanya no can who be stage so ultimate the 3 minutes asere answer na can
Hey Kamala.
Yes, do you think people will take you serious when you are going to sit on the round table with the Talibans and the Houthis and the way to have a discussion to your friends say get global peace, you think they take you serious. So you see, leadership not trust a man for wo is everything. But that is what we don't have. But enam say political class no need respect for us. And they think that they can buy a man for conscience and then as if they can just do anything and get away with it. But me I look back. Now me share politics. Captain, you've been around for quite a while. So utu when you back to 2000 and Akuffo Addo. Utu when you here 2004. Your friend saying 2012. Then as if I yaba beduro higher. You should and you know very well say politics are changing. There has been a lot of changes. And never be agree. We've taken a radical turn. Young people are taking the center stage. You cannot fool them anymore. Because it's so easy to access information. Now, me catch that KSM say no young person consumes information and sit idle. When you consume information, it's one mensa. When you're dying over, then the reaction will come. Who consume information? You will act on the information because you become critical. You begin to ask questions. You want to know why you did this. Yes, many captains, madam for no. Yes, why you say? I want to know why you did that. I'll question you. You understand? The mere fact that doesn't mean say, oh, no. That era is long gone. That is water. The old class cannot wrap their head around where we are today. Seeing young people asking all the relevant questions. But I'm saying, say, Captain, we are Ghana near. Obi antan Akuffo Addo, Obi antan.
Oh no.
But me say. Time has come for them to exit. We need to vote them out. That is the only way. Because you see, if you look at the many crimes these people have committed against this country, to the extent that their own people have deserted them, not because we need answer. For you, Captain Smith, for instance, you've been an MPP person, for instance. Say, say it's all about money. Say, oh, pesika.
Hey.
And the only time you can make money at this time.
Come here, rich, papa.
So it's not about money. So it's not about money. Then what? So it is about your conviction, sitting down, realizing, say, this is not what we bargained for. This is not what I fought for. This is not what I who sent Sabaka and Alan Chiramantin of all people said, why is it a party? MPP or Hininto Hassana. No. This is not the
Paula
Fokoko. Yes. So you see, we need to be
Hilda Addo, former Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry.
Yes. So politics, and I'm saying it is about conviction based. Ideologies are there, but it is about the person doing right or wrong. That is why sometimes I disagree with Ghanaians. Just a Ghana baby, just a third force. But I'm saying you are just jokers. You see, when you have a problem, you don't run away from the problem. We can still have two political parties. Hold them accountable. Say you vote the person out.
Sure.
What I say? Say ne ya two abana John Mahama president or China. Na or say Odin Semuna. The only thing you do is to vote him out. Because once you met radio, so Abra president didn't say then you support him. It's not possible. So when we begin to do this, we will be able to put them on their shoes. In America, for instance, a two-party has been in existence. But look at the rate at which they are changing them. Donald Trump by people felt say ne kasa and they voted against him. Papa way by. Oba also border no be biatum na say be more dama or manya wetin we be border gumna man for cross the biasa. And then how do we ensure the security of that country? So at the end of the day, the people voted against him and then they bring in a new leader. So at the end of the day, so what's your Korean so captain? Obey careful. That is all that matters. And in over careful. And at this point, ye ni na me ya ni and I me ya santini and I had a woman to me when ya we in the park. Let your conviction speak for you. Time so say you better answer beside all the questions. Abai no dey na manya film. What is the interest? What is the future like? How do we make sure say you better me e dey on mind si ba bia sabi. On mind no da achi be ye. The Ghanaian dream na ye kan ho asem no. How are we going to achieve that? These are the relevant questions that we need to change. But me say at this point, these people have crossed their Rubicon. Time so we need to vote them out. The only reason we are voting them out, and they say, you better hold you accountable for the many crimes of my committee. Now, yes, I say, every day, we say you, if we are unable to hold them accountable, then what is that?
So, Mamma, I'm in Kwahumana, Afe, and the national organizer,